What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Good Friday to you out there who celebrate Easter. And even if you don't, I'm still saying to you, Happy Good Friday. So, anyway, guys, good morning. I have showered. I'm awake. I am not going to offer 2 first-rounders and 2 roster players for Pierre-Luc Dubois. So, anyway, I wanted to start that video off with Nick Suzuki, who now has a career high 63 points with the Montreal Canadiens. Still 3 games to go, but I mean, this was an entertaining game, and you guys know I haven't done a lot of post-game videos this season, at least in the latter half of this season, because of how it's gone, and I just don't have the time. So whenever I can come on to celebrate something good, something positive, something where Canadiens fans are feeling good and enjoying the hockey that the Canadiens are playing. There's only 3 games left once again, so we got to celebrate a little bit, right? Yoel Armia with a hat trick last night, his second career NHL hat trick. The smiles coming from Army last night. I mean, like, I didn't know he could smile like that. Him and Christian Dvorak don't smile a lot, if you haven't noticed. Mostly Devo, though. But what a night for Armia. And you're going to see a couple of replays here because, yes, I really loved what Armia was able to do, and just go into next season feeling good about himself, right? I mean, even Marty said that you don't want to just tank. You don't want to dog these games, even though we're trying to get a really high draft pick in this year's draft. As we all know, it's been the story of this season. But to have a player like Yoel Armia, who is still under contract for a couple more seasons, in fact, he's on contract until, where did I just have it here? Until the 24-25 season. So for another 2 seasons, Yoel Armia is under contract. So you have to think that if we're going to keep this guy, you knew he was going to maybe potentially become a whipping boy, just like, Dadonov and Drouin have been this year. But I don't know. I mean, like, just seeing what he could do in this game, his quick release, his biggest asset of his game to me has always been his puck protect ability and his work along the boards. So, I mean, you just don't get that at a certain player still. And you get that out of Armia, man. I mean, we saw that tonight, but we also saw that he can finish too. I mean, I got to talk about Mike Matheson in a second. So the 3 stars of the game were Mike Matheson, Yoel Armia, and Nick Suzuki. So with that being said, Mike Matheson, I got the Andrei Markov jersey on. See if I can get the 79 in there for you guys. You guys know, some of you do know, that Markov's been my favorite Montreal Canadien of all time for a reason. I play defense. He's inspired the way I play defense. Offensive defenseman. That's who I've become. And then Andrei Markov's the reason for that. But Mike Matheson, the way he's played, 3 assists in this game. I mean, he's been outstanding since he's been able to be a regular in this lineup. And I got to show you the replay on this Armia goal, the second goal, because the head fake, the fake pass sort of decoy move to Justin Barron, and then the pass over to Armia for the goal was beautiful. It was all Mike Matheson on that play. So, fooling Darcy Kemper, of course, but he did not have a good night. I mean, the Washington Capitals were just absolutely asleep in the second period. But I don't know, man. I gotta also give a shout out to Sam Montembeault, playing a good game, making some decent saves in this game. I thought Justin Barron looked better. I was pretty harsh on Barron to the point where I was like, last week, I'm like, I don't see Justin Barron as maybe the part of the future of the Montreal Canadiens, but he's 21 years old. We can't give up on Justin Barron this soon. But maybe it was just really easy for Barron to look good last night against Washington, but he looked nice and mobile. He was moving the puck up ice. He was getting shots. He was just looking like the player on the back end that we want him to be. But I mean, was it easy for him to look good against Washington last night? Probably, because they didn't look good at all. But we'll still take it. Any confidence boost for any player, including Armia, we'll take it, right? I already mentioned the Mike Matheson 3 assists, and I even looked at Alex Ovechkin's stats last night. Only registered 1 shot on goal. So Ovi only had 1 shot on goal for the Washington Capitals, which was rare, but just didn't see a lot from him. I didn't notice him as much, which is so rare because Ovi typically, historically, plays really well against us in Montreal. I can go as far back as the 08-09 season when I saw Ovi play in Montreal, when he was the new big thing in the league and just doing what Ovi does, but didn't see much of him last night. Wilson had to fight Pez, or I should say Pez had to fight Wilson after another reasonably clean check. I thought it was a hard check, but then Pezzetta has to answer the bell for some reason against Tom Wilson, and it wasn't much of a fight anyway. But Pez showed up. That's the main thing. So 2 shorthanded goals in this game for the Canadiens. You saw Nick Suzuki's goal at the beginning of this video, shorthanded, and then Armia had a shorthanded goal as well. So, like, what? 2 shorthanded goals in this game for the Canadiens. You got to feel good about it. Jonathan Drouin with the beautiful no-look pass behind the net to Brendan Gallagher. That was a sweet dish and a sweet goal. Good for you, Joe. There are rumors. I've heard rumors that Jonathan Drouin may be retiring. Don't quote me on that, but I have heard rumors from people that I don't know, that I can't verify, but I have heard some rumblings about it. Anyway, good for Joe. They showed a shot of all the injured guys up in the press box in this game. Cole Caulfield, Sean Monahan, Kirby Doc, Garbage, everybody was up there just cheering on the boys. And how good did they feel, and how happy were they for you all, Armia? You saw the, if you went on the Canadiens website last night or their social media, you would have seen how good they felt for you all, Armia. This is good for him going into next season because he's going to be still with us. I can almost guarantee it. It's going to be hard to move that contract. And frankly, given his size and skill, Eric Engels even wrote about it in his column last night. Still so much untapped potential for you all, Armia, and it's took him a long time this season to realize it again. But it's there. It's there. There's something there for him. And I got to give a shout out to the Bell Center fans. And I have some exciting news on the Bell Center front, by the way. At least for me, anyway. But the crowd last night, for any free agents out there, if you're struggling figuring out if you want to come play in this market, I mean, look at the crowd last night, how much fun they were having, how like the players, when you're on the ice, man, you feel the fans. Ask Mike Camilleri in the 2010 playoff run, Stanley Cup playoff run. You literally feel them when you're on the ice. They are with you. They are with you. I mean, that lower bowl, the Reds, as they call them in the Bell Center, as they used to call them in the Forum, they're right there with you. Anyway, but I'm so proud of our fans. And with that being said, I have put in a bid, despite living in Niagara still, for season tickets at the Bell Center. I can't even believe I'm saying it out loud, but I'm so excited. A family member of mine and I are going in on season tickets. It's going to be 2 to 4 years before we get an offer to get them, but we're putting in a bid to potentially get them for at least half a season for season tickets. I'm so excited. I can't even begin to tell you guys how excited I am about the potential opportunity to go to Habs games and eventually a playoff game. It's the perfect timing because in 2 to 4 years from now, the Canadiens are going to be in their competitive window and we're going to have the chance to potentially have season tickets. I can't tell you how excited I am. The camera battery is dying, so I got to let you guys go. But put your comments down below. Tell me your thoughts on this game. I want to hear all about it because it was a fun one. Didn't even mention Mike Hoffman's snipe at the end of the game and the fact that Yoel Armia, yes, you saw, also did get the empty netter for the hat trick. But what a fun night at the Bell Center. We needed this. We needed this with only a few games to go. So you got to feel good about it. You got to feel good about your team because it has not been a feel-good season, but there has been feel-good stories throughout it. This night, absolutely one of them. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your weekend. Be blessed.